G'day, welcome to the Chicken channel. This is the sort of recipe I really like. First of all, some flavours you can develop very quickly and they don't have complexity. Other flavours take some time to develop and they do have complexity. This has complexity, right? So the flavours have been developed. But imagine that you want to have a garbure, right? A fantastic French country soup. This is how simple it is to serve it when you're ready to eat it. Here's our soup, stock style soup. Here are our ingredients. Wonderful lean, skinless, boneless Leonica chicken. The vegetables we're putting into the soup, whatever you can find. Some baby leeks, some slices of pumpkin, some slices of carrots, all rather pretty by the way, and some slices of turnips. And this is a dark Italian cabbage called cavolo nero, but you can use regular cabbage. Into that pot, fantastic flavour of soup, and we'll bring that to the simmer. 10, 12 minutes, we'll check that it's tender, maybe longer, and then you just serve that out. But let me tell you how I made that soup stock. The first thing you'll notice about the vegetables, these are not your standard stock vegetables. We have pumpkin, turnips, cabbage, things you would never put in a standard vegetable chicken beef stock. But we also have leeks, carrots and celery, and lurking in here some onion. Terrific. Let's just throw those into a pot. We're talking a large pot. Bada bingo. This won't take long. In they go. And actually you don't need to see them going in. That's what goes in from the vegetable point of view. The other thing is the herbs and flavourings. We have some garlic, right? Just 3 cloves, they've been lightly bruised. A couple of bay leaves, don't do anything with those, just throw them in. Peppercorns, we have a peppercorn thief in this building, I will track them down. Right, about a teaspoon, not just 4. Teaspoon there, and some thyme, fresh thyme, in she goes. The other interesting thing, being a French country classic, they tend to do this, collect flavoursome offcuts and keep them in the freezer or the larder or whatever, and then use them later for something magnificent like this soup. These are duck bones. You don't have to have duck bones. If you're a duck, you have to have duck bones, but you don't have to have duck bones. Also, some charcuterie or some small goods, right? The end bits, the leftover bits. This is the end part of some prosciutto. You could use ham, whatever. That goes in. A lot of flavour there. Of course, some wonderful chicken bones. Nice, light flavour. And here we have some pork neck on the bone, right? Pop that in. Just about a 500 gram piece, straight in. What we have is a collection of vegetables, all these bones and the herbs and a few spices there. The only thing that has some expense is the pork itself. But guess what we did? We tied the pork into this. This becomes a stock. Top it up with water. We tied the pork on a piece of string, and after 2 hours of simmering the stock, right, you've actually put some of the pork flavour into your stock or your soup, and this is perfectly cooked meat. Perfectly. Sandwiches, used in other dishes, whatever. It's a great piece of meat there. But what we do have here is the essence of the garbure, right? It is cooking away with all these amazing vegetables. And you can notice the colour. The carrots, and in particular the pumpkin, is putting this wonderful hue to this. You can cook this for 8 hours, as simple as that. And the good thing to do is to stir it up in between. Break all the rules of a stock, stir it up, break it up, not a problem. And you end up with this sort of slurry of great vegetables, including a lot of root vegetables, which we're using, right? 8 hours later, it's practically disappeared. You just pass it through a strainer. Ladle, strain, and that's what we have over here. Once you've made this, and there's a large quantity of it there, you can break this off into 3 lots and freeze them. And anytime you want a really interesting, full-flavoured soup, out she comes, defrost it, bring it up to temperature, taste it for seasoning, and away you go. Now let's see how our vegetables and chicken's going. We're removing our contents. First of all, the chicken only took about 10 minutes, but being root vegetables, these actually took 15. All right, so you need to check as you go. Everything needs to be perfectly cooked, nothing crunchy, nothing so soft it'll redissolve into it. Now these vegetables have added even more character back into the soup itself. So it's even more flavoursome again. However, it's not complete. What we have to do is now, we'll add some chopped parsley, only about a tablespoon or so, and stir away and check for salt and pepper. You can use a little bit of both, just a taste, and there. Stir that through. Look, you can even reduce this down and make it quite concentrated, but that's fine as it is. Our chicken, taken out, rested slightly, and sliced. See how moist that is? That's an important thing. Again, across the grain. We have enough here to do 4 serves. So all you have to do, take a little example of all different vegetable categories placed into every bowl. Some slices of chicken, of course, and our soup. Now let's talk classic French. Now we don't have to copy the classic French version of this at all, because if you were to do that, you would put the following things into your soup. Just wanted to show them to you. Duck fat, okay? Obviously you can buy that in tins. You'd whisk in 2 or 3 tablespoons of that as you reduce the soup. Not necessary unless you wish to try. The other thing is you would have fresh truffles, and you know what truffles are? Very, very expensive fungus, the top of the mushroom tree. This is a jarred one, of course. You could put some of the liquid in there if you wished, but you'd slice truffles, put that into the soup. If you wanted to try the truffle thing, there's an option that's slightly cheaper but also quite good, and that is a truffle oil, which you could either whisk into the soup or pass around. But you really don't need to. This has got such wonderful flavour. All you need to do is ladle this on and around, and you may wish to pass around at the table any of those wonderful things, and don't forget a really good olive oil is a great option as well. That's Garbure. I hope you try it. All the work happens before serving. 15-20 minutes, you've got an amazingly complex dish using beautiful chicken.